Hello and welcome to today's lesson from the world's leading experts in confinement, our prison residents. In yesterday's video, I alluded to the fact that a conversation that is heated, in other words, it's full of tension where voices might be rising, does not necessarily have to be a conversation that is expressing hurt, meaning where I or the others could be saying and doing hurtful things. Now, I'll tell you that this one kind of throws me off because most of the conversations I'm in that are full of tension are also full of hurt. And yet, in our conversations on our teams, in our debates, and in our decision making, I have seen a large number, if not almost all, and I know that might be hard to believe, conversations not be one of hurt, even though they're conversations that are full of heat. You know, the fact matters when we're organizing a TEDx event or any other event like we do inside. Well, and on top of that, in that process, we're putting the prison residents in the driver's seat, giving them the decision-making power. Well, you can imagine that there's a lot of conversations that take place with the varying different opinions. And in those conversations, everyone believes that their opinion is the right one. And so we've had a large number of these conversations where there's tension and that is at a boiling point. There are voices that are raised to the point of yelling. There's so much heat in the room in that moment. And yet, those conversations also come from that place of dignity and respect for themselves, others, and all the ideas. Now, one specific example I remember of that was about a few months after our first event. Maybe we had been working together for about 7 months. And because, again, we placed our team in the center of all decision making, we had put them in front of a decision that most people wouldn't, where we were asking them to make a decision about the future of our event planning as well as their involvement in it. Extremely vulnerable questions. And as they were debating what the right answer was here, because it was not a yes or no, there's actually any number of options available to them. Well, people started getting very strongly entrenched in what they believed to be the right answer. And so the conversation started increasing in that heat and that tension. And that tension was at a boiling point. I have arguably never been in a conversation that was so boiling, with such high voices, with such differing opinions. Like, it felt explosive. And even though these guys were debating their own opinion about what worked best and above all the other opinions, never in that conversation did they go out and use any kind of belittling of another, criticism of another, blaming, for that matter, of themselves or another, dehumanization. Everything they said came from a place of respect, of dignity, of themselves, of the others, and of the ideas. Now, this mesmerizes me because let's remember, this is a group of guys who are really used to having things go their way. And when things don't go their way, well, they use guns, they use violence, that's their answer. That's not what they did here. And also mesmerized me because, like I said, I don't believe I had ever really experienced any kind of conversation like that, where there's heat but no hurt. On the inside or on the outside. And that's why, again, they became examples for me. They inspired me to bring that quality into my own conversations, into my decision making, into my debates, into the times when I find myself in a argument or disagreement or a time of conflict and tension. And so now I challenge you, I challenge me, and I challenge all of us to bring that same quality. And the next time you are also in a disagreement or in an argument, Can you hold space for the heat in that conversation, the tension, even the raising voices, and not fall into our default behavior for so many of us of coming from that place of hurt and reacting from that place of hurt? I'll tell you what I saw on the inside of what this creates. It creates a space where people feel heard, even when they're voicing their opinions in a tone that, and in a volume that might be considered quite disrespectful. Because they are being respected and respectful. And because of that, well, it makes a much more powerful decision, because now we're leveraging everyone's opinion and finding the common ground across everyone's thoughts, instead of having one idea like clamp over all the other ones. And so enjoy experimenting. Enjoy letting these prison residents be an inspiration in your way of engaging with others. And have a brilliant day.